Newly revealed tonight in the Kyle Rittenhouse case, the identity of the man who drop-kicked Rittenhouse in the head on that fateful night in Kenosha. His name, Maurice Freeland, and as expected, he's a convicted felon with a long rap sheet that includes battery, domestic abuse, and escaping from custody and also parole violations. You surprised? We're also hearing that Freeland was on bond that night for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend. Are you even less surprised? These are the people who riot and loot when Black Lives Matter tells them to. These are the Antifa types. These are the lunatics. These are the people that your media call heroes. Right here. So Rittenhouse was being pursued by Gage Grosskreutz, who assaulted his own grandmother. He shot and killed Joseph Rosenbaum, who raped a bunch of little kids. He also shot and killed Anthony Huber, who burned down his family home. These are the victims that the new mob is prepared to burn down Kenosha again over. And we shouldn't be surprised. Last summer's mayhem was after police tried to arrest Jacob Blake, who was another scumbag, on an outstanding sexual assault warrant, who went for a knife and then he was shot. And then there was this. In the news business, you're supposed to report on the story. You're not supposed to become part of it. MSNBC today really screwed the pooch. One of their freelance reporters was pulled over by police for running a red light while following the van that was carrying the Rittenhouse jurors. The reporter claims he was working at the direction of this woman, Irene Bion, an NBC booking producer who has since deleted all of her social media accounts, hiding under her bed. Judge Bruce Schrader taking it very seriously.
No one from MSNBC News will be permitted in this building for the duration of this trial. This is a very serious matter, and I don't know what the ultimate truth of it is, but absolutely it would go without much thinking that someone who is following the jury bus, that is it's extremely serious matter, and will be referred to the proper authorities for further action.
NBC responding to the incident saying while the traffic violation took place near the jury van, the freelancer never contacted or intended to contact the jurors during deliberations, never photographed or intended to photograph them. Day 3 ending with no verdict, though a source has told Newsmax they did overhear defense lawyers indicating that there could be a deadlocked jury at 6-6. It's a lot of hearsay, but that's what we're hearing around the courthouse right now. Joining me now, former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, an attorney himself. Sir, thanks for coming on. You know, sometimes the jury in a case is public information. In this case, it's not. How serious is what MSNBC pulled here?
Very. Particularly when you consider all of the errors in this case.
Yeah.
We're at a point where the judge would be justified in throwing the case out on a theory called the interests of justice, meaning there are so many errors, any one of which could normally reverse a case. The case has become a travesty. I mean, this man has not, you can come to the simple conclusion, even without a verdict yet, this man has not had a fair trial.
He certainly hasn't.
That they've commented on the Fifth Amendment privilege, which never gets done. I ran a U.S. Attorney's office, for 5 years, and third-ranking official in the Justice Department for 3, and I don't know how many cases I've tried and overseen. I never remember a prosecutor doing that. I mean, it's about as dumb as you get.
Right. No, I totally agree. If this thing hangs if this goes to a mistrial and it's a hung jury, do you think that these prosecutors actually try this thing again? Are they that dumb?
Well, the judge has the ability to enter a verdict in this case. I mean, the judge can come to his the conclusion that the case was not proven.
Oh. That
he put it to the jury just to get the jury's verdict. But the judges, for example, if they were to find him guilty, the judge has the power to enter a verdict of not guilty because the verdict is not supported by the evidence.
Right. And what about the new evidence that just came out? I mean, the clear video that we now have that shows he wasn't pointing his gun. Doesn't that change everything? And the jury doesn't even have that.
Of course it does. Yeah. The video they got to see was so blurry you couldn't see it. The video that should have been shown during the trial was withheld on purpose. You have to conclude now it's being done on purpose, unless these guys are the dumbest guys in the entire state.
Right.
I mean, it's comment on the right of counsel.
Yeah.
Failure to testify, withholding evidence, critical evidence.
It's terrible. Do you think it hangs or
every day? They can hear what's going on outside.
Yeah, they know. And they're watching the news too. They're not sequestered.
If they do a guilty verdict, the place is going to burn down.
Right.
Or at least they feel that way.
Do you think this hangs? What do you think happens in 15 seconds?
You can't tell. I mean,
Yeah.
this length of time, that isn't a bad. I mean, most verdicts that I come in 2 to 3 days, even in complex cases. Although I've seen some go a week and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. But a hung jury is a real possibility here. But I would not rule out the judge entering a verdict if there's a hung jury, and there will not be a new trial.
That's very interesting. America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani, sir, thank you so much for taking the time. Always good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.